Today in the shop, Drew's Precision, we're going to take this Wilson 1 and 8 twist varmint contoured stainless steel blank and turn it into a Savage Prefit chambered in 7mm PRC. Alright, holding the barrel. I make aluminum collars or sleeves. The taper inside matches the taper of our barrel. It just slides in like so. And then I got this one on right, yep. And then I take it and I seat it with a rubber mallet, just like that. That opens up this gap that's slit down the middle. And when I grab a hold of this with the lathe jaws, it holds it extremely rigid. Alright, I indicate off the bore. I think that's the only way to do it. I'm not a fan of the bushings or the grizzly rods or any of that other plunder that you see guys use. First thing we're going to start with is our angular run out. Got to adjust it so when this goes in and out it stays on 0. Next thing we do is adjust our concentricity run out. Alright, we got the bore all dialed into the machine. Up, down, round and round. We got the thread tenon cut. We got this chamfered off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a plunge cut into here for a minimum thread size. We'll back it out and then we'll start cutting thread. And just to show you how rigid everything is, after we cut our threads, we're still on 0. It's good there. Alright, I got my reamer holder all indicated in. No run out there. I can go in and out also. There's no run out in that direction. Some people like to rigid ream. I do not. The reason being is all these reamer holders, including the ones that I've seen rigid ream, with the exception of the guys that are using a ball system, this fit between the bore of the holder and the flats on this reamer, as soon as you put pressure up here with the set screw, it makes the reamer cockeyed. Okay, and when it gets it cockeyed, that makes the reamer cut a hole that's cockeyed. Okay? Another issue we have is if this isn't perfectly concentric to the bore, it's also going to cut an oblong hole. But we check that, that's good. But most of the setups I've seen online where people are saying, oh, I use a rigid reamer holder, they're going to cut goofy chambers because that set screw pushes against this flat, which in turn cocks the reamer. We are using piloted reamers. Maybe they can get away with it, but anytime I put a indicator on this reamer, when it's cut in the chamber, we get about 4/10 of run out from this little flat getting pushed up against. 4/10 times 2, because we're cutting it off of both sides, that equals about 8/10. So you've seen how accurate I have this set up, and I'm getting 8/10. I just don't trust rigid reamer holders yet, unless we're using the ball system. But if we do that, then this got to be dead nuts. Otherwise, we're going to cut an out around chamber. Alright, every bore is different. This one's the biggest one I could fit in. It's 2756. I got about 10 to 15 of each of them pilots for every different bore I go. And I put them in there and get them the tightest fitting I can get, but still go all the way up into the bore. Alright, I got this chucked in here, everything's centered, tightened. Got this digital readout zeroed. Got a chamber flush system hooked up. Get the air bled out. Okay. Got our speed set. And I let the machine feed itself. Put my hand in there, look for chips, make sure we're good. Once we get deeper into the flutes, I'll up the pressure, and before you know it, this thing will be done. Alright, a little peek inside the chamber from the outside. We'll do a chamber inspection. But headspace is set and life is good. Believe it or not, this thing's still cold to the touch. That oil pressure flush system is absolutely amazing. Alright, doing a chamber inspection. You can see all the lands are the same there. All cut the same. We'll back up. We'll go into the lead where the bullet goes in. That's all perfect and concentric. Drop back into where the neck stops. Looks like we got some metal shavings in there I need to get cleaned out. Go into the neck. Everything's nice and tidy in the neck. Got some oil in there still. Keep going out. Life is good. Wonderful. So now, all I got left to do is knock that sharp burr off right there. Laser it and thread the muzzle. Alright, final step of the puzzle. Takes this little 60-degree chamfer tool, knock that sharp edge off. Just so it doesn't scratch the rounds when they go in. Now you can take her out, take her inside, laser it, and thread the muzzle.